A kindred spirit is embarking on the journey of birth. Parents will look to you for guidance to create a birth that flows with the natural pulse of the universal life force. Are you prepared to help them bring their children into the world with love, honor, and respect?
Hi, I'm Dr. Phillips, and I'm a chiropractor.
And I'm Angel Phillips, and I'm a craniosacral therapist.
And we're both doulas.
Meaning we're women who help women during birth.
We have created this video to help you educate your pregnant patients about the need for chiropractic care, craniosacral therapy, and doula support. Together, we can take your patients on a journey that explains the incredible design of the female body. We'll show them how subluxations and abnormal balance within the tissues of the body can set them up for complications during pregnancy. We'll take them through the mysterious and incredible journey of birth from an anatomical, biochemical, and spiritual point of view. Utilizing 3D animation, we will help your patients understand how a mother and baby are forming a symbiotic relationship as they dance their way together through the journey of birth, provided we do our part in restoring balance and harmony to her body.
There's no greater gift to give the universe than to help a family bring a child into the world with love, honor, and respect.
Help us spread that message to the patients and clients who come to us for help and guidance. Hi, you have just watched the introduction to a DVD I produced over 10 years ago. Today I'd like to take you back to a night over 35 years ago as I rocked my then 4-year-old Angel in my arms. I was tired and distraught when I finally cried out, "Why, God, why? Why is this happening?" Have you ever been there? Angel had woken up screaming from a bladder spasm and from lying in a wet bed. I had changed her clothes again, put dry towels down over her mattress again, and was rocking her back to sleep. This was a common routine for us, but the stress of it was really starting to take its toll on me. Allow me to back up even further in time. You see, I had a tough pregnancy and a short but traumatic labor and delivery with Angel. She cried a lot at night those first few months. Her development was delayed, and at 8 months, Angel still did not roll, creep, or crawl. She never did, but at 9 months, she surprised us by pushing herself upright and walking. Now, she didn't know how to sit down, so when she lost her balance, she'd stiffen her back and fall straight back onto her head. Needless to say, I was a wreck until she finally figured out how to sit down when she lost her balance. By 11 months, she figured it out, and she was off and running. Angel had a lot of ear infections those first few years, but our real problems began when she was 3 years old, after a fall from the monkey bars that resulted in a concussion. Now, we were told she'd be fine, so when she developed a bladder infection 9 days later, we didn't even consider that the fall on her head or even her birth trauma had anything to do with her current symptoms. I was told that she had a mysterious, incurable disorder that restricted the blood lining in her bladder from forming. Her own urine was causing the infections. Now, these studies also demonstrated that she had a lumbar nerve disorder that caused her bladder to spasm, her legs to pull up into her chest, and her bladder to release violently. Angel gradually lost all bladder control as just a tablespoon of urine would send her body into a spasm. Now, this continued for 3 years, with a plethora of drugs and eventually surgery to remove the scar tissue formed by the chronic infections. When I asked the doctors why this was happening, the head of urology once said, "Lady, if I knew that, I'd get the Nobel Peace Prize." I left there crying my heart out. Well, God's answer to my question finally came in the form of a school teacher who believed so strongly in the power of chiropractic that she spent 6 months trying to get me to take Angel to her chiropractor. My fear of the unknown kept me from following her advice. Eventually, Angel suffered pancreatic failure from one of her drugs, candida from 3 years of continuous antibiotic therapy, and side effects to the tranquilizers that were used to deaden her nerves. I surrendered to Angel's teacher only after her urologist said she was a candidate for dialysis should the infections reflux up to her kidneys, and told us that she would remain on drugs indefinitely. Well, one session with the chiropractor, one tiny little adjustment to her neck and lumbar vertebra, and Angel fully recovered. Her incurable prognosis turned into a real-life miracle, thanks to a profession that I later felt compelled to join. Now fast forward 35 years again, and you will see a testimony for life purpose. I now realize I needed 6 years to know just how bad things could get, so I'd have the motivation to make healing from birth trauma my life's purpose. Angel needed to experience the pain she endured for the motivation to devote her life to the care of children who are suffering from trauma, illness, and pain. Between us, we have helped thousands of women avoid the physical and emotional pain I endured during my pregnancies. We have assisted in the restoration of health to thousands of children, utilizing a variety of dynamic body and energy techniques. If your child is suffering and someone suggests that you try alternative therapies such as chiropractic or craniosacral therapy, take their advice and find someone who's comfortable working with children. They're out there. I know. I've spent the last 20 years training them.